Hi, my name is Kwan. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever gone to the pharmacy and you've seen a bunch of cars outside the drive-thru, a bunch of people lined up to drop off prescriptions, all the phones ringing, and the pharmacist is answering a bunch of calls? If you have, that's a pharmacy. I'm a pharmacy tech. My aunt introduced me to pharmacy. She was going to school when I was in sixth grade. She was going to school to become a pharmacist, and she was a pharmacy tech herself. Throughout that time, I kind of built up the interest to becoming a pharmacy tech and eventually becoming a pharmacist. Now that I'm a pharmacist, I apply certain skills that may require me to go out of my comfort zone and make my own judgment calls. For example, sometimes people come to bring their prescription, and when they bring their prescription, you kind of have to look at the prescription and make sure certain information is on there. Sometimes you kind of have to verify with the pharmacist, who has to then call the doctor to make sure that the prescription is credible enough so that we may fill it. Other instances that allow me to apply myself better toward the pharmacy is just holding myself accountable with myself and working as a unit with my other teammates. This kind of builds more responsibility for myself that allows me to apply it more toward my job and extracurricular activities, anything outside of my job, or including school. It allows me to be more accountable for myself and make sure that I have everything set to go. This also ties into me and like building my own character. Being in the pharmacy, I've met a lot of people, and it allows me to create new relationships. Even with the patients, it allows me to create new relationships with the patients as well. This has helped me kind of like develop as a person, and I really appreciate being in the pharmacy and being able to have that ability to be able to talk to people, deal with confrontation with customers, deal with having to make my own decisions, and ultimately it helps me grow as a person. One thing I like to point out is that pharmacy school is eventually going to be something that I would like to do in the future, and this kind of leads toward that, being a pharmacy tech, and building all these stepping stones into being a pharmacist has allowed me to kind of foresee where I'm going as far as where I want to go and what I want to do in the future. So far I've talked about building myself around situations where I kind of have to hold myself accountable, make sure that I double check certain prescriptions are set to go, that there's all the information on the prescription, allowing myself to build more character and build the better relationships with not only the patients that come to the pharmacy, but my coworkers as well, and applying myself better for my job and even outside of my job, even for school, even for anything else, extracurricular activities outside of my job. Being a pharmacy tech is pretty cool. Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes you just want to run out and not come back. But ultimately, it allows me to build more character and be able to push through adversity and apply myself better in a social setting or anywhere else.